So the agenda for today's session. So here in this first half of the session, we are going to start our discussion on the remaining operators. Okay, we have already discussed about the following operators. So here, load and store operator, diagnostic operator, and grouping and joining operators. The remaining thing that we have left out is so combining, okay, and splitting, filtering operators, and sorting, and some associated built-in functions. Okay, so these are all the things that we are going to discuss in today's session. So let me first start with combining and splitting operators. Combining and splitting operators. So for combining and splitting, we have two operators. One for combining, we have operator called as union, and for splitting, we have another set of operators called as split. Okay, so let me here the combine operator. What it will do? Okay, so the union operator is used to merge the content of two relations, given relation 1 and relation 2, which is used to merge the content of two relations as a single relation. Split is reverse. A single relation has been based upon certain condition will be split into multiple relations. Okay, so these are all the ways by which union and split differs by. So let me have the same data. Okay, so let me have the same data. Employee 1 is on file, employee 2 is another file. Imagine that employee 1 is a file which contains employee number, employee name, and job. Similarly, we have employee number, employee name, and job. So you have 1, 2, 3 here. Here you have 4 and 5. Imagine, okay, this is the entry that you need to create. Create the two tables, employee 1 and employee 2 with the opposite entries. So being it is for example, we can make it using this one. So then you want to load, you know how to load. So in the grunt shell, you go for loading this employee 1 under the same employee 1 is equal to load this employee using a fixed storage as etc. Similarly, you need to load under employee 2, you need to load employee 2. So these are all the two. You already aware of how to create and how to load these things. Okay, so then you can make a check whether it is properly loaded or not. So here for union, what you need to specify, simply you specify a common M which contains the information associated with both the relation 1 and relation 2, that is M1 and M2. Simply union, you want to specify employee 1 comma employee. That's all. Very simple thing. And if you have a temp employee, the employee will contain records starting from 1 to 5. This is the way by which you need to apply a union operator. Okay. Here, so the condition here is, if you want to apply this union operator, can we have different columns? Can we have a dynamic schema for both the table? Is no. So here the condition is the columns and the associated data types need to be saved here. If you want to make a match, both the thing you should have, if there is a 3 columns, here too you need to have 3 columns. And associated both of them need to be saved. Then only we can go for union. If not else, it is not possible to make a union operation. Okay. So the reverse is split operation. So the split operation, what it will do? It is reverse to that of union. Okay. So imagine you have a table with the following. Let me take another example. Split. split operation. So let me take an employee table with the employee number, employee name, and we have a job and salary sheet. Here we are going to split this table. So here based upon a condition, we can make it any condition. We are going to split based upon condition. Those who are getting salary greater than 10,000 need to be stored on employee 1. Those who are getting salary less than 10,000 need to be stored on employee 2. So this is my condition. So the split operator is used to split a relation into two or more relations based upon certain conditions. You can apply multiple conditions also. Okay, in this sense, you have assumed that the employee data loaded employee is equal to load this employee using Pig, etc., etc. Now you have an employee containing all the information. Imagine 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 data. Here the salary is 10,500. Here the salary is 10,000, and we have 9,000 and 8,500. So these are all the 4 records it is assumed to be. Okay. First two contain 10,500 and 10,000. The last two containing 9,000 and 8,500. How to apply these split conditions? The syntax here you want to split the relation. You want to specify the source relation. The condition is split. You want to specify the relation source. In this case, our source relation is employee. Okay, into relation. So this is our relation 1. Let me make it this as a relation 2. If a particular condition is true. So here, comma, split into relation 3 if another condition is true. Okay, this is the syntax. So what we are going to do, we are going to split the relation into the two half based upon this condition. Okay, so the first condition says that split, which we are going to split the table, the source table is employee into employee 1 if, what is the condition? The condition is if age greater size, if salary, we are not going to split using age, we are going to split using salary. If open salary greater than 10,000. Okay, that is the first recap. Comma, split into employee 1. Okay, comma, into employee 2 if the condition if salary is less than 10,000. That's all. Okay, this is the way by which based upon certain conditions we will be discussing. So based upon some additional, for example, imagine you have some records which is having some null value. To make a data pre-processing, let me take another use case. Now we just make a note. Here you have employee 1 relation and employee 2 relation. From the employee, if you specify dump employee 1, all the data associated with the first and second record will be listed, and if you dump employee 2, this record will be listed. So based upon, let me make another condition. Okay. Let me imagine that you have the following data. You just make a note of all those things. I am not going to show you practical. Yesterday itself I had shown you enough practical. You want to practice this with appropriate data. The use case alone we are going to discuss practical. Okay. So please make a note of what we need to do. The next thing, we are going to split based upon the another thing. Let me take another example. The same employee table with the employee number, employee name, and salary and job fields. Okay, we have records 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. With some records, we have salary forgotten to enter null. Okay, so I want to compute the average salary. So my requirement is I need to compute the minimum salary or the maximum salary and the average salary. So in this perspective, so if I took all the records, okay, so if the number of records here, employee number 1 whose salary is 9,000, and employee number 2, null in sense there is no record. So record has been forgotten to enter. Employee number 3 whose salary is 9,000, and employee number 5 whose salary is 10,000. Assume employee to an employee or managers whose salaries are 50,000 each. Okay. So we have wrongly, mistakenly, the data is not there. So if I want to compute the average salary, now what salary? So it will read all the records. We have 5 records. Okay, we have 5 records here. Then the salary, what it will do? It will 999, 9 3s are 27. Okay, 28 divided by 5 will be computed. Okay, around the salary will be 5,500 as the average salary will be computed. So in this case, it is not a correct thing. What you need to do, you want to split. If you are having a missing value, you need to apply some logic to fill the missing value. So here, if not, you need to neglect the missing value. In this case, we can split this employee as an employee underscore good regard and employee underscore bad regards. Okay. So here, how you can split? If salary is null, then those records, if salary is not null, then those records will be split into employee good. If the salary is null, then those records will be treated as a bad records, and you can go up with the manual entry of those bad records. So by the way, you can split a single relation into multiple relations based upon certain conditions. These are all the ways by which you can make use of the combining and splitting operators. The next type of operators that we are going to discuss is filtering operators. So here in case of filtering operators, here we are going to make use of 3 things. One is filter. So based upon here, in certain conditions, we will be filtering the operations. Okay, the filter operator is used to select a particular record based upon certain conditions. Example, if I want to filter the records, okay, based upon salary greater than 10,000, or based upon jobs equal to DBA, or based upon locations equal to India, like this. So I need to apply the operator called as filter operator. So under this filter operator, there are 3 types of operators. One is filter operator, and second one is distinct operator to suppress the duplicate. Distinct, and third type of operator is for each operator. If you want to apply the action on each and every record, you will be going for each. These are all the 3 operators that we are going to discuss: filter, distinct, and for each. Okay. First, let me start with the filter operators. Okay, the same. Let me take the same table: employee, employee number, employee name, and salary, job. Okay. Here the data of employee equals filter flash filter. So this is your employee by. So you want to specify the salary condition. Salary greater than 10,000. Okay, here this F employee content. If you specify dump F employee, this F employee contains data associated with getting salary greater than 10,000. Similarly, You can go and check for equality operator. Equality operator. So here, if I want, so those people working as a DBA, how to achieve this thing? So here, you want to specify the condition by job double equal to DBA. If you are specifying equality operator and double equal to, you want to mention it by using double equal to. Filter employee by jobs equal to DBA. Here you can also apply and operator or our operator also. So filter employee by jobs equal to DBA, and at the same time, if the salary is greater than 10,000, you need to specify salary greater than. So if you want to filter employee jobs equal to DBA or jobs equal to architects, we can apply all the condition and the condition or condition compared with. So this is the way by which we need to make use of this filter operator. Please make it. This is the way by which you need to make use of the filter operator. Okay. Next operator we are going to discuss is distinct operator. Next operator that we are going to discuss is distinct operator. What is the use of this distinct operator? So to eliminate a duplicate value. Imagine you have a duplicate value. So employee 1, 2. We have employee 3 and 4. We have the employee number 1 which is duplicated. So to remove any duplication, you need to go for distinct operator. So that distinct operator, when it is applied on a particular relation, it will eliminate all the duplicates, okay, from the relation, and it will store it without removing after redundant information. Only those unique values will be stored here. A simple thing. Okay, D employee, distinct employee is equal to, let me apply directly distinct, the relation name, employee, that's all. Okay, if you apply, so if we have, you want to do the practice by creating your own examples. Okay, please make a note. So already we have discussed about how to do practicals. You need to follow this. If I do practical and theory, it will be a time consuming. Okay. So distinct employee. This is the way by which we can able to eliminate the duplicates. Even though it is simple, all the operator that we are discussing, if it is simple. So while clubbing all these things under a single entity, we have a clarity how we can make use of it in our real applications. We will be dealing with the use case. At that time, we will know how it is. Next type of operator is for each operator.
Sir, on small query, sir.
So once, yeah, what is your query?
Sir, you are mentioning for filter employee means FEMP, for distinct for DEMP. So if we have to mention the table name after the D or F, am I right, sir?
You want a unique, for identifying uniquely, I am mentioning it, that's all.
Oh, okay.
So F employee means you can give any name. So I want to make a unique identification name. F for filter, D for this thing. It is not mandatory. Even you can have an employee one. Doesn't matter. It is my choice.
Okay, fine. So I thought you have to mention the table name after the D. I thought like that.
Okay. What you are asking, you should not, you no need to mention it. These are all variables. You can assign any name here. Even you assign Pradeep here, Pradap here, no issue.
Okay, sir.
What is your question?
Okay, sir.
Whether to include F as a prefix or not? That is your question?
Yes, yes, yes.
No, it is a variable. You can
Okay,
declare
sir. Okay.
integer a comma b, or you can declare a integer x comma y. Similarly, you are declaring a variable. So in this variable, you will be storing all the data which satisfies the condition. And this variable here, we call it as a relation. Relation is nothing but your table.
Yes, yes, yes.
This table, the employee table, after applying this condition, is transformed to another relation called as F employee. That's all. This is called
Okay, sir.
transformation.
Transformation.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So in Pig, one table is transformed to another table if we apply some conditions, if we apply some operations. Okay, that is here in order to differentiate, to make you differentiation between employee and filtered employee, I make it as AFM. That's no other thing.
So if you apply any condition, a filter or distinct, it will take to another table name
For
as
all,
a.
not only for filter and employee. From yesterday first
Okay.
command itself, we are applying
Yes, sir. Yes.
transformation only.
Okay, sir. Understood.
Okay, we are applying
Yes, sir.
from starting from yesterday basics, grouping, row grouping, joining, cross, everything, union, splitting. For each operator is used to apply on each and every row. If you want to apply, if you want to do some process on each and every record belonging to this target table employee. Okay, in this case the table is employee. So you want to apply for each. So for each operator, what it will do, it will read each and every record and it will apply the transformation. Okay. For example, so I am interested in listing out the employee name and the job field only, and how I can achieve. Okay. So I can achieve this following. Let me make it FE employee for each table name employee. So you are instructing generate the following thing. Generate. So what I am need of the employee name, comma job. That's all. Okay, it will apply the for each operation on each and everything here. We will get name and job. You can apply any condition on top of it. It is not mandatory that you need to apply only the following thing. You can apply any condition as you like. Please make a note. You can apply any operation. So while we are
Raman Ashok here.
yes,
I have one question here.
yeah,
Raman Ashok,
yes.
one question here. So the filter operation, testing operation for each operation, can I combine together and can
Which one?
store it to one variable like FEMB,
Can you please
like a
talk
distinct or filter? For example,
Ashok, I couldn't get your question clearly. Please
yeah,
talk, yeah, please talk little bit louder. Your voice was very clear. Can you please talk?
yeah. Now you can clear me clearly. Okay, so we have few operators, right? Like a distinct and filter for each. So if let's say I want to combine for each and filter together, is it possible?
Which one you want to combine? Filter
Filter and for each.
for each? Yes.
So for example,
Yes. Yesterday we have
can I have one example?
we have initially created loaded a table and we have dumped the table. We apply any operation and we store it under a file called script file .p script.
So we cannot have it in a single command, correct?
So you
Like for each EMB,
for each employee you want to apply filter instance. You want to apply the transformation separately. Here you need to go for this writing
Okay.
all those transformation sequentially and to execute under a single file.
Oh, okay. Sure, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So we can apply anything on top of it. You can apply all computation. So this is, for example, I am letting you know with something. Okay. So next command, what we are going to discuss. So that's okay. Here we have a filter distinct. So in real time we will be discussing using both of these cases. At that time we will be having some other thing, additional thing apart from that. Oh yes, we have a sorting operator. Order by, if you want to make a sorter, order by ascending descending, you can go with this sorting operators. Now we are going to discuss about the sorting operator and limit operator. So okay, so under sorting we have two types of operator. One is order by, sorting operator. Under sorting there are two things. One, order by. We can list the content of a relation either in ascending order or in descending order. That is order by. The second one, we can use this limit to limit the number of statements that is displayed. Example, if the employee table containing 1000 records, if I want to list only the first 100, I need to go for using this limit operator. So these are all the things which is used to specify sorting based upon certain condition. Okay, so here let me make a sort under the employee table. Let me sort based upon some salary field. Okay, how do you want to find out those persons with the highest salary first and with the least salary last? Okay. The command is, let me make it to yes employee, sorting employee. Okay, so the here you want to specify order. You want to specify the relation. The employee is my relation. By, you want to specify the sorting order relation by ascending or descending, or you want to specify some condition. Okay, so order employee by which you are going to sort based upon salary. So here by default it will be ascending sorting. If you want those persons who are getting a salary highest first, then it is descending. Okay, similarly you can sort by name, you can sort by anything. Okay, if you have, you can also apply sort condition on multiple columns, not on a single column. You can apply sort condition on multiple columns. Okay, so you can sort by age. If both of them are of the same age, you can sort by salary. Okay, so that is the way you can specify employee sort by age, salary. Okay, so here we can specify separate condition. Order employee by age. You want to specify ascending, comma, by salary descending. It is also possible. We can sort based upon here order here The first order is by age and the second order is by salary. So it will sort age in ascending order 20, 21, 22. If two person is having same age, in these circumstances it will took salary. Then those guy with the highest salary will be listed first and the guy with the lowest salary will be listed second. So these are all the ways by which you can combine multiple fields while going up for this order by class. We will be in our use case, we will be using this order by and limit more frequently than limit. So you can limit the relation based upon the needed number of tuples. Simply specify. For example, if you are interested LM, the first 10 records, limit the table employee, limit the table, how many number of records, example 10 instance 10, that's all. If you simply dump LM, then the first 10 records associated with the table will be listed. Okay. If you want to find out the person, the top 10 person with the highest salary, what you can do? If you want to find out the top 10 person with the highest salary in your employee, what is the command that you need to go for? First, you want to issue order employee by salary descending. Therefore, it will arrange in the descending order. Employee with the highest salary down to lowest salary will be listed. Now on top of SM, you need to apply. Okay, limit. Here SM 10 instance. So it will limit the first 10 records and you will have in LM the first 10 records, top 10 salary. That's all. By the way, you can combine multiple operators. Am I making sense? What I am trying to make you convey? Each and everything is a separate transformation in Pig. Okay. Similar to that of PLSQL, you can't able to combine all the operations as a single one. So here you want to write a script, you want to apply each and every transformation separately. And what we did, we have the source table is employee. From the employee table, we did the needed thing. We have this source table employee. From the employee table, we have after applying the transformation order by, we got the second table. And after applying this limit operator, we got the third table. And when we dump this third table, we get the needed result. So these are all called transformations. Each and every table is transformed to another table. Yes? So these are all with respect to this order and limit. So now we have a lot of functions. We are going to discuss about those functions. In terms of functions has been concerned in Pig, here there are a lot of functions associated with Pig. So the Pig functions, as I already told, we have three types of functions. One is Pig building functions. And the second type of function is user-defined function, UDF. You want to write your own function. So we will be writing our function using Java. We will be discussing how to write UDF once our discussion on the mapper is asking over. So built-in function, user-defined function. The third type of function is piggy bank. The functions shared by Pig community. So the piggy bank by default, if you install Pig, by default the piggy bank also will be configured under the lib folder. Yesterday itself I have shown to you. Under the lib folder where you have, for example, imagine that you have installed the Pig under home Hadoop. under big folder, you have a lib folder. Under the lib folder, you can find the piggy bank. So you want to specify the path, that's all. If you are going to make use of the functions associated with the piggy bank, you want to define this. So you want to define in your program. Okay, you are going to use the piggy bank.jar, which is the jar file containing all the associated Java files pertaining to, there are thousands and thousands of functions. We will be having a separate session to discuss. While we are dealing with UDF, we will go in depth discussion on piggy bank. Just a overview, what is piggy bank? Also, because we are going to apply some functions in our use cases that we are planning to go for in the second half. So you need to know what is piggy bank, that's all. How to look into the piggy bank, how to write your own UDF, how to upload your UDF under the piggy bank, everything will be discussed. So now BUILP, we are now going to start our discussion on the big building functions. Here there are a lot of functions. We have the load and store functions. The functions are associated with the big building has been classified into the following category: load and store functions. We have some string manipulation functions, and we have some evaluation functions, and we have some mathematical functions, load and store, string functions. We have date and time functions, load and store function, string function, evaluation function, mathematical function, okay, date and time functions, and we also have functions associated with the packs and tuples. These are all the basic 6 category under which you can make use of the functions. You want to be well aware about these functions so that you need to know what are all the functions, how you can apply those functions. Let me first start with the load and store function, the basic function. So here, in terms of load and store function, it determines how the data goes in and goes out of the pig. So we have so far used only one operator, pig storage. While you are loading your data, we will be specifying using pig storage. Okay, so here where you use, here this pig storage is used for loading structured files, structured data. If your data is well structured, you go for this pig storage for the structured data. Okay, so here the pig storage loads and stores the data as a text file, as a structured text file. This is the format. So here it takes the default delimiter as a tab as a separator. It will take a tab as a separator. We will look for tab. If not, you want to specify using that particular thing. Okay. So this is the way by you know how to make use of the opposite pig storage. Apart from the pig storage, we have the following storages. We have text loader. Similar to pig storage, we have bin storage. The second type of storage is bin storage. So to load and store data in a machine readable format, to use a binary machine readable format for the second type of storage. First type we have already discussed, pig storage. The second type of storage is bin storage, to load data in a machine readable format. And the third type of storage is text loader. To load unstructured data into pig. Unstructured data like you have Twitter data, you have Facebook streaming data, you have audio and video files. For loading unstructured data, you need to go for this text loader. So here another type of storage is compression. So you can store data in a compressed format in pig. So for storing the data in a compressed format using the fourth type. Okay, we can make it. if you have your data stored in a compressed format, for example, you have your data, employee data, what we did before. So let me employee is equal to, so here we have loaded the data employee dot text using the storage, fixed storage. Let me remove this. Okay. So load employee dot text using a fixed storage. What we have here? Imagine that the employee file has been zipped. So the employee dot text file has been applied with zip. Now you have a employee text dot zip file. So zip file, if you want to load the zip file and to do operation on top of it, how you can load it? So for that, you can make use of both storage. You can load and store compressed data, and you can load and store those data by using either as a bin storage or as a text loader. Both support normal as well as compressed data. How to specify? So load, here in this the same example, load. If you have your data in a compressed manner, you want to specify employee dot, for example, text file, which is a compressed zip. Okay, so using the same fixed storage, here you want to specify the separator here, like comma as a separator. Okay, so here what you need to do, you can specify tick as well as you can also specify using a text loader. Instead of a fixed storage, you can specify using text loader. That's all. In the text loader, you don't need to specify anything. Automatically, the compressed file will be handled. Please make it. Load, the same thing. Employee dot text using fixed storage also supported. Text storage also supported. So I will, by default, the majority of our applications will be using this fixed storage. Okay, the text loader and all remaining thing we will be using rarely. These are all some of the functions associated with fixed storage. So here the bin storage, as I told, which is used to load and store data in a machine readable format. So what type of activity needs this bin storage? For example, if you are performing a MapReduce job, some data may be intermediately here in MapReduce job, we will be having a map job. Intermediately, it will be subject to shuffling, sorting, combining, partitioning, all those activities. So if you want to access, the machine may need to access this data. Those data may be intermediately stored in the following format. Okay, in the format understandable to machine loadable format. Please make a note. The bin storage is used to store temporary data generated during the job execution. In this case, the data generated during shuffle phase, sorting phase, combiner and partitioner phase can be loaded here. Okay, at that time where we need it, I will let you know. Okay. So these are all some of the basic functions associated with loading and storing data. Load and store functions. The next set of functions that we are going to discuss is string functions. We will be applying these string functions. There are a lot of string functions. Okay, there are around 20-30 plus string functions. Let me discuss some basic tips that is associated with our discussion. String functions. Again, I am specifying there are around hundreds of string functions. Okay, we are going to specify some strings. Basic. We are going to start with. Okay, start with if you are start with. We are going to search data. Start with a particular character. We are going to apply some substring, and we are going to check whether two strings are equal. While checking, we are going to ignore the case. Equals ignore case. Okay, we are going to find out the string ends with similar to that of starts with. We can find those string ends with a particular character. Similarly, to specify the index position of the given string. Okay, to specify the index of the given string, what position the string is under. Okay, to convert the string into lower cases and upper cases, we will be using this function upper, and we will be using this function lower cases. So to replace the string, old string with a new string, you go for replace. To split a string based upon certain conditions, string split. So there are several functions. Okay, so to trim the leading spaces, you will be going for trim. While going for trim, we can go for a left trim and the right trim. Both the trims are supported, L trim and R trim. So these are all some of the string functions associated. Okay, the most widely used string functions. So if we are going up with a starting string, so the assume that you have the same employee with the employee number, employee name, and the salary. Okay. So what you are looking for? So if you are looking for the employee's name starting with R. You are looking for all those records starts with R. When we make source SVM SW starts with the employee is equal to, we are going to apply, assume that we have already loaded the employee. Okay, we have in the employee, we have loaded the employee dot text. Okay, by using the load statement, we have loaded. This is the first step that we have performed. Under the employee table, I am going to find out all the strings starting with the employee is a variable. So here I am going to apply for each here. Another example where we have to for each employee, we are going to generate GENERATA. So what we are going to generate, I am going to find out the employee name along with the job. Okay, imagine that you have job. I am going to generate the employee name from a job. Here the condition is starts with STARTS starts with. You want to specify the condition, which field that you are going to specify. So the employee name. What it is looking for? Single quotation R. Okay. So what it will do? Will apply already the employee table containing all the records associated with. Then we are going to apply for each operator, for each and every record in the employee table, we are going to apply. It generates two things, employee name and job, based upon the following conditions. Those employee name starts with R will be generated and it will be stored under SW employee. So it starts with R. Okay, this is the way by which you can apply the operator starts with. If you dump SW employee contains all the name starting with R. Okay. So you can also specify if it need to start with Ram, then you can specify these things: Ram Kumar, Raman, Ramaswamy, Ram Ganesh. All the thing will be listed. Not only a single character, you can club multiple characters. Next, substring. So here, in a given string, it will fetch a substring. In a given string, it will fetch a substring. Okay, this is another example. Once again, the same. Okay, let me go for it. Okay. Substring. How you can apply substring? Again, so let me use SS of employee. Substring of employee is equal to, once again you use for each. For each you are going to apply the employee data. You are going to generate. What you are going to generate? So you are going to generate once again the employee name. So here you are going to generate. Imagine that your name is Ram Kumar. First part, Arun Kumar, Raghu Ram. Example. Okay. So here I am going to retrieve a particular substring. Okay. This is the index position 0, index position 1, index position 2. Okay. So I want to retrieve, let me make it up to starting from index position 0 to index position 3. So first 3. So generate name, comma, substring of given, that is your employee name. In that employee name, the start position is index position 0, end index position is 3. So all the first four characters associated with the name will be displayed. Okay, so please make it substring. You can specify the substring in the following. Similar to that of starts with, you can specify ends with. Okay, if you want here again, instead of a substring, we can specify ends with. The employee name ends with R. Okay, so all the names Ram Kumar, Arun Kumar, that ends with R will be displayed. Else, if you want ends with Kumar, you can directly specify Kumar. Okay, KUMA or Kumar. All the name, employee name field ends with Kumar will be displayed. So this is the way by which you apply starts with the end with the substring. Next, equal. We have already specified how to check equals. Okay, well, specifying for example, the employee name equals to Raman. If you have under the employee name Raman, it won't be considered. Why is it? Because Raman is a lowercase, where I am checking here the equal to condition, double equal to condition, Raman is uppercase. So even though I found Raman in the employee table, so it won't list because of the mismatch in case. So if I want to specify while making a check, don't consider this case. To ignore the case itself, I need to go for this condition equals ignore cases. Usually while checking with some password like thing, if you want to override and making a check based upon case sensitiveness, you can go with the ignore equal case. In this case, how you can specify? You can specify here equals ignore case. Okay, you want to specify the first employee name. So you know, okay, I will understand. Equals. You want to apply in for each. You want to apply in for each. For each employee, generated employee name. So in this case, you want to specify equals if you ls ignore case. So in this case sensitive. Okay, equals E capital letter, all are small. Ignore I capital letter, C capital letter. Equals ignore case. What you are going to apply? Employee name, comma. What is the name that you are interested? Raman. While checking for Raman, what it will do? It will ignore the case. Whether you have Raman or Raman, that record will be listed. Please make a note. This is the use of equals ignore case. Similarly, you can apply, lower apply, and all those things. How you apply? Upper of name, that's all. Okay. So simply generate a employee name. Here for each employee, you want to generate the following thing: ID, comma name, upper of employee name instance, it will be generated. Okay. So generate upper of employee name. Then the directly you can apply the generate function upper of employee name. Else you can generate employee number. You apply employee name and you comma upper of employee name. Okay, it will give you the employee number and the employee name, or also the capital letter of your employee name. Upper name. Okay. So similarly, you apply.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, that equals ignore case can be applied for the whole column. That is, instead of giving a specific name, shall we give for E name alone?
If we don't specify
the column heading alone.
If we don't specify the second option, simply if you conclude with the employee name, spell checking, it will check whatever maybe it is.
So it will it will apply the not case sensitive to that column.
If you want to apply, yeah.
No, sir. If we give equals ignore case, E name if we give, so that column will be not a case sensitive. That is the meaning.
Yeah, you can left out this. Here in this case,
Yes.
if we left out, all the thing will be applicable.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you.
So next, so lower ends with, starts with, substring, trim. Okay, you can apply trim. You can refer for all other things, remaining things. Okay, so I can let you know some basics. You need to go for some remaining. We have hundreds and hundreds of functions are there. What are all the functions that we are going to use in our use case? I am letting you know.
So what is the use of index of function?
Index of function is used to find out the index position, where it is. So for example, index of function here, what happened here is, okay, occurrence of a, for example, in the employee name, you want to find out where the letter A is occurring, starting from the position 0. Example, let me take the employee name with Ramasamy. Here A occurs in the following position. Okay, this is index position 0, this is index position 1, index position 2, index position 3, 4, 5. A occurs in index position 1, index position 3, and index position 5. Okay, so for finding out where the particular character is occurring in the given string, this is your given string. The syntax is index of your given string. This is the character that you are looking for. This is the starting position where you are look for the character. It will return the index value. That is the first index value will be returned. So while making use of some real-time cases, you will have a clear understanding of where to use this thing. Index is used on a given string. To find out a particular occurrence of the character, we go for index. And similarly, you can apply this replace. These are all the functions you people already aware of. Okay, to replace a particular, okay. So those who are working as here the office, the city where the office is in Madurai. The Madurai office has moved to Chennai branch, Chennai. Therefore, wherever you found Madurai, you need to replace with Chennai. Okay, that is your requirement. So here what you need to do, here you want to apply in the employee table, employee is equal to, you want to apply this for each employee. Let me make it to replace RM. For each employee, we are generating the following informations. Okay, here employee number, and we are generating employee number, employee name, and city. These are all the three fields that we are generating. At that time, we are replacing wherever you find the city as Madurai. We are going to replace by Chennai. Here, in this course, you want to specify Chennai. That's all. Okay. So, in this employee table, it will generate the three fields: employee number field, employee name field, and city field. While generating, it apply the condition in our source table. This is the table RM. So in our source table, where it is generating under employee table, if we have a value city Madurai, here the Madurai will be replaced here as Chennai. Okay, we have employee 1, employee name Ram, Madurai. Here in this case, the record RM contains employee number 1, employee name Ram. It is replaced with Chennai. Okay, that is the way by which you can apply replace function. Yes. So if you want all the thing, yeah, the employee name to be replaced and represented as a uppercase, then here you can combine upper replace. That's all. Upper first replace the city if it is Madurai with Chennai, and those replaced information need to be converted into upper. Okay, that is the way that you can combine multiple functions according to your requirement. Okay, similarly, you have trim functions which is used to remove the leading spaces. While going for some programming, you want to remove some leading spaces. For that, you go for this trim. L trim, R trim. L trim is used for removing left trim. Okay, R trim is used for removing right trim, right leading spaces. For all the thing, we need to go for okay, we have a trim employee equals for each employee table. So here we are going to generate the following thing. We are going to generate the employee name. So the employee name need to be generated under the following format: trim employee name. Therefore, you imagine you have this employee name field. You have the Raman, you have Ashok, you have Raja. So these are all the leading spaces. So this is the leading space in front, this is the leading space after, and we have this space. This is your original data. After applying these trim conditions, you will be having all the leading spaces will be removed, and your output will be looking like this. All the spaces, whether it is left, right, everything will be removed. Okay, this is the way. While applying some conditions, while applying some data, you need to exclude something, you need to remove leading spaces. Under these circumstances, you want to go for this trimming. If you are looking for removing only the left, then instead of trim, you need to have L trim. That's all. Left trim. To removing right, you need to have R trim, right trims. R trim in sense only those spaces in the right hand side R trim. Only this the right hand, this space alone will be removed. Raja, this space alone will be removed. If you have right trim, you will be getting Raman, and you will be getting Ashok, and you will be getting Raja. This is the output. Okay, the removing space, right, light space will be removed. So this is the way by which you apply either a trim or L trim. Everything you need to generate the field, and after applying the first this condition, the field will be listed. Okay. So these are all the ways by which you need to apply the string functions. So,
sir, suppose space is not available in the front or at the end, means it will remove the letter or not?
Oh no, it won't remove any letter.
It only remove the empty spaces.
It will remove if and only if you have the empty spaces. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, so the next set of functions that we are going to discuss, there is a evaluation functions like count, average, evaluation function. Under evaluation functions, these are all the major functions. Count, to count the number of record, count of star, count of underscore star, to consider even duplicate, average, to find the average, to join two or more string, concatenate. Okay, so here to find the difference between these two strings. Okay, now these are all the functions: count of star, finding out the average, concatenated expressions. Okay, difference, to apply maximum, to find out the maximum, to find out the minimum value. Okay, so these are all some of the most widely used. Similarly, to find out the sum. And more importantly, we have a function which is widely used to tokenize. These are all some of the commonly used evaluation functions. Okay, count. To get the number of, how many number of elements in a bag, you will be using count. Then what is the use of count? Okay, so count while checking with the number of elements, it won't consider null element with a null value. It will ignore. For example, you have employee number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 records, and you have in the employee name, you have X, Y, Z, under which you have a null value, and you have age. So if you apply count, the output will be 4. Also because it won't consider this employee number 4, big it is a null value. If you apply count of star, it will return you 5. That's the difference between going up with count and count of star. Used to get the number of elements. While counting the number of tuples, it will neglect if any tuple containing a null value. Here I have a doubt, one small doubt, whether it will consider only null value in the first field or any other field we want to check it. Okay. So if I think so, there is a confusion. If we have null value in the first field, that alone eliminated, or any other field if have null value, please make a note and let me know. We will check it. Count of star, wherever you have null value, doesn't matter. That field will also include it. So before that, what you need to do before applying these evaluation functions like count, count of stars like thing. So what you need to do is you want to group the relation. We have discussed about how to make a grouping yesterday. You want to group the relation by using this all operator. We have discussed about this grouping based upon a particular field, grouping based upon multiple fields, and grouping based upon all operators. Okay, you need to go up grouping based upon all operators. Okay, that is the first thing. So what you need to do, you want to group the employee table based upon let me take a G employee is equal to group employee all. Based upon all the things, it will be grouped. After that, we need to apply the count operation. This question was asked in an interview question for myself. How to apply count? Okay. Now you have EMP count, and the EMP count we are going to use each and every record for each G employee. We are going to generate for each G employee, generate count of what we are looking for. We are going to looking for so employee dot, let me make it employee number or employee dot employee name. We want to specify a field. Okay. So first we have grouped the employee field and we have stored under G employee, and we are going to count under the G employee. Well, for each G employee, okay, what we are going for? We are going to apply this count statement on the source field from where we grouped employee dot employee number. Please make a note. So this is the source table. Based upon we have group, we are going to generate this count on this G employee based upon the employee number. In this case, if the employee number is having a null value, then it will be neglected. Please make a note. So if you apply the same thing, instead of count of star, it will simply remove the duplicate. So it will also consider the duplicate. That's all. The same thing for count of star. First, you want to group based upon all fields. Then you want to use for each to count the number of employees. At that time, you need to use count of star. Okay, that is the.
Sir, when you group by all, how will it? Based on what will it group?
Based upon all the field, whatever the fields that you have. For example, if your employee field contain employee name, yesterday I have shown to you job and salary. So based upon all the thing will be taken. This is the mandatory. It will group based upon all the thing.
So it will
We
be
have a
similar
separate,
to selecting all the row.
it will have only one bag. If we group based upon job, we have a separate record. If we group based upon this salary, we will be having separate record. Here in this case, if you take into consideration all the things, we have only one group. This is my, after in that group you want to apply. So here the same thing. If you want to apply minimum maximum in Oracle, what you need to do? For example, to find who are getting maximum salary, select. You will be applying a job, comma. You will be applying the maximum of salary from employee. You will be applying group by job. Is it in your SQL?
Yes.
You want to first apply the group by condition on the job. After that, you need to apply this aggregate operation, maximum of salary based upon that group. Similarly, we need to apply this group by, here the syntax is you want to take into consideration all the fields. After that, you need to apply for each to generate the needed thing. Okay. In this case, you want to apply the operator, count all, minimum, maximum, all the things that we got specified will be applied here on top of it. This is the way by which you need to go for. Okay. Similarly, similar to that of count, you can apply maximum if you want to find out the maximum salary of emp dot salary. Similarly, minimum of emp dot salary. This is your source. Okay, this is your source. First, you want to group by using all, and we make it as a G employee. Under G employee, you are going to apply for each under G employee to generate the following thing. While applying this function, you want to specify not this G employee, you want to specify the field. Okay, the salary field associated with the base table. That is your employee table. Please make it. Similarly, you can apply maximum, minimum, average, sum, all other functions can be applicable. Yes, is it making sense or I want to explain separately?
No, sir, it's okay.
You have this employee table. So from the employee table, we are forming a group, applying a condition on all. From that, we are going to find out the minimum salary, maximum salary of all the employees. Sum of salary, average salary, count of star, etc. At that time, here you want to refer this field. Okay, the employee number, we have an employee name, we have the salary field. You want to refer the employee dot salary. Okay, so not the group record. You want to specify here. Here you will be applying for each. Okay, so for each, no space. For each, what you need to for each G employee, you are instructing to generate minimum of salary. At that time, it refers the minimum of the salary field from the source page. Okay, that is what that I am letting you know. This is the way by which you can apply the opposite functions. So concatenate operation, you know that it is used for concatenating two fields.
Sir, if we simply give for each employee minimum of emb.sal.
You want to use generate. Minimum of sal means where it will be looking for. Here, this is a group table. The employee is a group table. under which you can refer the particular field. For that, you want to go for the source table where you have grouped. That is the reason the table name dot field name need to be. This is the syntax. This is the syntax that you need to follow. Under grouped column, you can't able to access the individual field.
No, sir, I am asking without grouping, if I give for each EMP, minimum of EMP dot sal, will it work?
Oh no, what I did for your question only, I had specified select. You want to specify a particular field. You want to give group by. Only after applying this group by condition, we can make use of minimum maximum salary.
No, sir, the minimum of all the employees in the all the minimum of the all the salary, we can give selective minimum of salary from table name, right?
Yeah, if you apply, it may result in a minimum of employee dot salary. You can check. It will throw you somewhere. You want to group the table before. That is the condition.
Okay.
You can't directly apply. It need to be grouped based upon certain field.
Okay.
Here, the function that you are going to apply will support if and only if a particular field is a grouped field. That is the general condition. You can check all those things and let me know. You can. That is the reason why I am requesting you to go for answer for all your doubts. If and only if, and it will be clarified.
Okay, sir.
It won't work. You can't directly apply. You check it and let me know in the next class. No. If yes, say yes. It will be 100% no. As of my knowledge, you can check and let me know. Okay, so here you know the concatenation operation. The concatenation operation is used to concat. Okay, so to join two strings. Here no need to group. Okay, here for applying minimum, maximum, sum, average, count and count of star only you need to group. Let me take employee. Employee we have first name and we have last name. Here we are going to Ram, first name Ram, last name is Kumar. We need to combine both the name, first name and last name. Here what I need to do, here this is the command. Okay, grant. Here let me make it as C employee, concatenate employee equals for each employee you generate the following thing. Okay, concatenation of first name, comma, last name. That is possible. Okay, you are not going to apply any minimum maximum. Here you can directly concatenate, apply this concatenate operation. So what it will do? It will list both the name Ram Kumar. Okay, so if you don't apply concatenation operation, generate you want to specify generate F1 comma LN. So then only Ram and Kumar will be separated. Ram and Kumar will be separately listed. So if you specify F1 LN comma concatenate of F1, you may know the difference. Ram Kumar and Ram and Kumar togetherly combined will be listed. Please make it. Here in this case, we are not going to apply any aggregate. These are all aggregate operators. It is going to be applied on some set of data and it is going to give only one value, one output. So it takes multiple value as input, the aggregate operations. It will take multiple value as input to produce one output. Out of several, it find out only minimum value, maximum value, sum of value. So for that, you need to go for aggregation. Okay, you need to group that. Since here we are not, it is going to get one value as input and produces one value as output. So here, no need to go for aggregation. So directly you can use here in this case for concatenation. Please make it note. For the above said 6 functions, minimum, max, sum, average, count, count of star only, you need to go for grouping. After that, you need to go for finding out. Okay, so in terms of mathematical function, and these are all same thing. You floor, random, round up, ceiling, etc., etc. So to get the absolute value, you use absolute function. To get the value rounded up, we will be using this ceiling function and flooring function. Okay, to get the nearest round up value. Okay, similarly to generate a random number, we go for this random. Okay, so these are all some of the mathematical functions. You can apply a square root by using SQRT. We can apply the sine, cos, and tan. So these are all most rarely used. Absolute to get the absolute value of a given value. Okay, so okay, for example, if the data is 5, absolute is it will let you know with 5.0. That's all. Okay, this is the absolute value. So similarly, ceiling and flooring, which is used for round off to the nearest value. Okay, so you want to apply for each. So for all the thing you need to apply for each. Assume that this is a table, employee table containing some values. Okay, some salary values, any other numeric value. You need to apply this function on numeric value, not on string value. So for each table name, if you apply generate, example ceiling of the salary, what happens here is it will give you a round up to the nearest portion. For example, if we have here 4.4, it will round up to the next greatest integer 5. If you have even 4.1, it will return you 5. If it is ceiling, if it is floor, it will round up to the nearest integer. That means 4 will be listed. If it is 4.6, then 5 will be listed. Which one is nearest? It will check 4.1. The integer before is 4, the integer after is 5. Okay. So this ceiling always will look only in the forward direction. This floor will look for both backward and forward direction, and it will let you know which one is the nearest that will be round up. Okay, that is the difference between ceiling and flooring. So these are all some of the functions associated. So let me go for a break for 5 minutes and be back. We will discuss for next 45 minutes. I had already worked with this practical in another lab. I am going to show you a small use case after this break.